Said, we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. You know, you know how this goes. So, as I was watching these videos, go on by and stuff and talk about how how people got these different ideas. Everybody's got their ideas. Everybody's got their ideas. And I had to think about this one real quick. Talking about, separation and segregation. How complex that is, considering my main oppressors are the ones who would be, the community or the reality for me. You see, every day as a brown-skinned woman, and that is woman with the so-called vagina, it is, I'm perplexed by just, wow, what the storyline is in comparison to the day-to-day experience in these shoes. Now, recently have just been getting back to self-care, after dealing with the shadiness of these so-called black males. One holding my glasses for ransom and stuff, playing all these games and lies. Like, wow, the games they play. And then, oh, well, I put them in a safe place. 3 weeks later, after ignoring phone calls and text messages, like, dude, first of all, these little manipulation games and playing it on me, and have the audacity. Well, I came and did laundry the other day, and when I looked for them, I didn't see them there. Oh, so you looked for my glasses, as if I can't see through that lie, and in the safe place that you put them, the next lie, and yet you cannot call me, let alone you've been ignoring my phone calls as if I'm really trying to be in your bubble. Like, dude, please. Wow. The games they play. Like, it's just, it is what it is. I think, well, it's not a matter of what I think. I know. If anyone deserves to sit on her soft, luscious ass, it is the so-called black woman. It really, truly is. And here's why. There may be that population of so-called brown-skinned, so-called black women who lived an entitled life, but I know even in their entitled life, there's still shade. And the shade, there's just enough shade to keep you cool all summer long. There's enough shade to keep you cool all summer long for quite some time. Now, let's move on to the so-called narcissist. So-called narcissist number 2, if we can call him that. It's not a very fitting name, and neither is devil, and neither is Satan. That's not a very fitting name for what we've got here. What we've got here is a so-called population that I'm supposed to identify with, okay, who are supposed to be my opposites, but yet, this one here is, my main, bully. Bully, tyrant, thief, rapist, and molester. Another thing I had seen, actually, before we continue on with the number two of the the scandals. Let me say it, get it out the way before I forget it. I gotta go over some journalist bullshit that I had read, and then also, damn it, I forgot it already. But yeah, some journalist bullshit, and oh, I hope it comes back to me. But anyways, this other one here, he's just sad, and they're ridiculous. And I don't wish nothing upon them except for extreme prejudice, extreme prejudice, and difficulties in succeeded in their false reality of checks and balances. I also manifest some peace and tranquility and pleasure and pure excitement and comfort and all types of beautiful and glorious things for us. And by us, hey, us is us. But as for these fools, goddamn thief. And like a wow. I wow. Now I hear okay, that was my second one. My second point, besides for the bullshit journalists, was how there's a statistic stating that black women are the least are least likely to be raped. Well, whoever did that test is where did you do this test? When was this test done? Couldn't have been, no. You full of shit. Black women is the most raped and the most molested and the most abused. And the reasons being is that we're the most disrespected because, well, quite frankly, look at the examples. The so-called black male makes it a point to disrespect. I mean, hell, he makes a fortune off of the disgrace and abuse and the breakdown, the mental and the psychotic and just pure torment and misery. He makes a fortune. They make a fortune. All of them make a fortune off of making our lives literally beyond a living hell. We've surpassed hell. We in a whole nother, I don't know what realm it is, but we've surpassed hell. Okay? And thank you to the one that that was birthed into this picture. Now, you can't blame me. I ain't bring no males with me into this storyline. Oh, another point hopefully I can come back around to is abortions and how the audacity of folks. Murder is murder and death is death. Oh yeah, and another points are being let's talk about uh this whole self-centeredness of how black males were murdered in the wars, but yet he chose to go do that. And even if he was so-called forced or coerced, it still comes down to choosing, and other females too, I'm sure. It still comes down to choosing to kill or be killed. Now, so yeah, back to so these two goddamn parasites walking around here and playing the games they play. One Fucking so pitiful and petty and just ridiculous. Like, as if somebody really want to be calling him and doing all this. And long story short, fucking, when it comes to these ones, it's like, dude, you want to talk about somebody calling the cops or something? And how, the whole, the error of the snitch, they put that into effect. Oh, don't snitch and don't call 911. Well, who else am I supposed to call, fool? You won't be a grown man enough, and you sure in the hell ain't paid for them. Fucking, why the fuck is it so difficult for you to put them outside? Why you gotta make excuses? Why you think that I really need to hold on to your ass? But let it be reversed, and this motherfucker will swear up and down, oh my goodness, and all that bullshit. And then he'll probably try and fight somebody. Oh yeah, that's right. He'll probably try and fight us ladies, because we all know damn well when it comes to fighting someone else, he may shoot someone else, but he ain't gonna really fight no grown man. So it's a sad day in history, and I'll tell you why. It's a sad day in history because I had I had a more meaningful conversation with fish in a clinic office than I have had probably in my whole entire life so far, thus far. And that is just a sad statement in reality. I had a more exciting and pleasurable conversation with fish than I have had thus far in my experience as the so-called Negro woman in so-called US of A. Whatever the hell that's supposed to stand for, because ain't nothing united about, well, shit, if it is united, I'm not part of it because I'm still waiting to connect, and everybody just, okay, I ain't waiting on nobody, okay? So here's what it is. Parasite number 1 and parasite number 2 and all the rest, because goodness knows that there's just a plethora of these fools. It's just like I said, we can't catch a break collectively. If it's not one thing, it's another. This one over here stealing fake ass money. Other one fucking his crybaby ass. So okay, let's go to parasite number 2, right? I fucked around and just blocked the number because it's all no contact. Fuck them. It's just scandalous. And I ought to send the hound dogs over to your place and straighten that one out, because obviously you ain't learned nothing when you went to jail the first damn, well, how many times? The first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. I'm just wondering how the hell these motherfuckers keep getting out of fucking jail doing the just absurd and ludicrous behavior. Ladies, can it... For those of you who have experienced the hell of being in a cage where, wow, that experience there. Don't nobody like to be in that cage, okay? And what was it for? What was you in there for? Some bullshit, and you probably didn't even do nothing. But, because we fell for it. We fell for it. Now, for those of you who did some off-the-wall shit, I hope you learned something. And if you still up to that bullshit fuckery, well, I'm not even gonna go there. But as for those like me, or, who maybe can relate to this, I went to jail over not so-called snitching on the crook who thinks he's a pimp, and this bastard can run around and do this shit, pimping out his own wife and 15-year-olds, but yet is able to come back out. And this fool, he's able to kidnap. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck. You could be raped in front of these motherfuckers. They won't do shit. They ain't gonna do shit, because it's been going on. They think it's games. They say, oh, well, we were just having fun. And it just deflect. But anyways, he went to jail. I went to jail over some dumb ass shit. I be looking like, how the hell did y'all asses get released? And what the fuck is this? Like, how are you able to kidnap folks, like whole bodies, like, but yet, when it comes to petty ass shit, we go down for this fool. Hell no, girl, you better fucking Have them on speed dial. 911. Got another ignorant ass motherfucker you can take. And matter of fact, let me get half of the profit off this one. Because seriously, that's what they did to us. And us doing that isn't even half as bad. Is the real truth and the real experience of what it has been as a so-called Negro, Black, so-called African American. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come up and go to my thinking mode and find a more realistic title for us and for me. How about goddess? Anyways, so this fool, crying like a little, and the signs was always there, but see, my heart, we got such good hearts. We just be forgiven and so sweet and shit. Man, fuck that. I done had my ass handed to me so many times, been ripped off so many times, and just been disrespected to beyond repair. Honestly. They have nothing to say to me. Honestly. Now, I don't go on no, I don't go on no hunting, hunting type shit like, there they are, burn them. Fuck that. I really just don't even have the energy. I'm just going, let me resort back to the idea or this bullshit storyline about some segregation. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want some separation, yes, but I'd like to handpick a couple things, and go based off of the character. I mean, ain't that what they was talking about? A nice little political rant that they had said. They judged off the principle of their character, yeah, and their character and their attributes and such on. No, like, come on, bullshit. Because a lot of these goddamn parasites running around of each and every shade and class and status. We are not stupid, y'all. But they're able to, they study us. They study us and they study us and they study us and they study us and they study us. And they're just sick. They're sick to me. They are some of the most, the most genius retards I have ever had to meet. I believe that these goldfish that I was having discussion with in the clinic office had more empathy and more intrigue and they wasn't talking like how I'm talking, y'all. It was that overstanding and connection. How they hated being up in that damn cage of theirs in that tank, seeing the same damn leaf and the same fake background. One was the little the silver, like a gray silver whitish looking one, and they're small. It's like their growth was stunted and stuff, and the other goldfish was all big and fat and healthy, and fins is nice and long, but some of their fins was all torn and stuff. They don't want to be in there. They don't want to be in there, and they're too aware for some damn goldfish. They too aware of things. They looking like this is some bullshit, and you know it. The fucking albino looking one, the gray silverish looking one, silver white, whatever. Let's call them albino. The little albino goldfish, the runts. There was two of them. They kept flipping like, you know how when the fish be like swimming when it's dead, when it's about to die, like that. That's what some of these goldfish was doing. And then they turn back around and look at me and give me that look like the power of the world is with you. And how dare you leave us here like this? And you know it's wrong. This is fucked up. And shaking his head no. He done shook his head no and said, you know it's fucked up. You know it's fucked up. Just get me out of here. Get me out of here. You see me playing dead? I'll play dead just to get up out of here. And I was like, damn, I've never, wow. Even the fish know. Even the fish is hating this shit. They sick of seeing these motherfuckers up in the office. They sick of seeing all the secrets that be going on around here and all these fish. When you got the fish telling you that shit's fucked up, you know for real. Okay? So I'm like, well, I was like, well, what you want me to do? He's like, no. He's like, what no, you don't ask me. I'm gonna play dead. Okay? So anyway, so let's move along to the next one, right? So I was reading this little bullshit about how the journalist had something to say to Trump, and Trump said that's a stupid question, and they went back and forth, and basically the journalist, if we can call it that, the writer. Okay, I'm gonna go to my for reformat of English. So the writer, who was able to be so privileged to be there to speak to Mr. Trump now, had said, I guess, had said something stupid, and I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree with Trump. First of all, I don't see why the hell these people, these actresses and media is trying to make it a thing, like as if their little conversations that they have while in the privilege and presence of Sir Trump, while they're trying to attach their whatever their reality and project it onto the rest of us as if that is how Sir Trump feels about every single individual on the face of this so-called planet, which is bullshit. They tried, the narrator, the writer, tried to write it out like, okay, well, he said such and such and such and such to the black female journalist, which is like, oh gosh, here we go, African American, according to the writer, and and then try to do the blame shift, which, don't get it twisted, there is some, the guilty parties. However, just really wow. Okay, the writer went on to say, after the journalist had said such and such and such and such, and then Trump had his rhetoric about how that was a dumbass question, which it more than likely was, and why the journalist had to insert some emotional and scapegoating, techniques and writing style. He had to add in why the black men didn't stand up, why the other black journalists or, whoever was there to be in the privilege and presence of Sir Trump, why he couldn't stand up and back her up. Like, okay, first of all, let's come back to the low ground, because see, we not actresses and shit. Okay, don't get it twisted, we're all that and then some. But okay, I've never been nominated for any Oscars and any of that shit. I don't partake and participate in that world because, hey, and nobody invited me to the luncheon, so this is what it is. First of all, you can't have, get it out your mind that a journalist is the representative of the majority at the ground level, okay? Those of us on the farm here, over here. Because last time I checked, I don't know anyone personally. I mean, do y'all go to the Oscars? Do you go to, do you work at these places where they do this? Do you work at TMZ or Star Tribune or, Fox and all that? I don't know you. So I'm speaking to us at the ground level, the ones who work like at Holiday and Dollar Tree and all that. And truck driving and all that. This one, first of all, this is hardly a career. Y'all, I mean, for the sake of being, of stepping on all the toes, because look, hey, you trampled all over my life, all these different sources, y'all was the narrative of my life and have influenced and infiltrated into mine. So it's about time that over here in my cage, I'm going to start saying and continuing on with the tone that we at right here. Okay. What was I saying again? Yeah. You went to school, so you went and got educated. And now you believe that you're educated. And now that you in the privilege and company of Sir Trump over there, which I call the president, you don't represent the majority of nobody. You're just one individual asking a question. Okay, so first of all, you were educated at one of the institute's schools, one of their programs. That's their institution. That's their game. And you went and played, and you won. You were there, and you had asked a stupid question. Now, I didn't go too much into investigating about what the question was because, quite frankly, it was a stupid question, regardless of what it was. Why was it a stupid question? Because ain't nobody asked me, ain't nobody asked my neighbor, ain't nobody asked Rhonda over there, and didn't nobody ask Jermisha. So it was a stupid question because you know damn well if you come around here and ask us what's the question and get your gun out my face, motherfucker, you know we gonna have a great question. A great question, because we gonna think about it. Okay? We don't need to sacrifice any more so-called years to give you a good question, because we gonna give y'all a bunch of just wow. Something that you can't just hit us back with and say something if you're gonna be honest. But then again, fuck your morals, right? Don't nobody just say, what are those? Like pagers, what are those? Okay. So anywho, so it was a stupid question. Without even investigating what the question was, it was a stupid question. And the narrator went on to go on blaming black men why they blah blah blah, and then made it a big thing about how, you know, comparing this this so-called event about Sir Trump being questioned by this African American journalist. So you went to school to be a journalist? Well, what? Wow, you went to school to be a journalist. Weren't you born one, or didn't you? You aspired to be a journalist. Why is my question? Everybody can write. Even an illiterate can write in their journal. You went to school for this? It was a stupid question. I agree with Trump. It was a stupid question because it's all bullshit. Bullshit coming just running rampant. Now, why this one felt the need to go on and talk about this and how the black man that and blah, blah, blah. You barely even talking about anything at the ground level. So what the fuck? And you getting people riled up and stuff over mediocre shit, not even mediocre. Like, don't even, hell, I got some good blood pressure medication. This ain't gonna, this won't do it. Now, had it been, and then gonna say, oh, Sir Trump is racist. You know what? Who give a fuck? Even if he is. What the fuck would it matter? What would it matter? And then they went on to say, well, if they had said, so if it had been reversed, had it been a black male reporter who had said blah, blah, blah to Sir Trump, would it have been what? I mean, would it have been what? I'm still... What are you talking about? What difference would it have made? Okay, so while whoever answers that, because I'm not going to go much into that, let me move on to the next one about how whoever the next one was writing this narrative, the next writer, so-called journalist, you sacrificed all them years to go be a journalist, not to teach us at the ground level how to, have cornfields and stuff and how to build taxis and fly helicopters, none of that. But instead, you went to school to go write, okay? And to go ask questions to your president, okay? At the White House, okay? So he went on to say, or he or she, or the narrator, the writer, went on to say, writing this, building the suspense, and just getting all the juices flowing and everybody riled up and ready to just go march. The self-centeredness of this whole narrative of how many more black men have to die while at combat for all these wars, talking about Vietnam and Cold War, this war and that war. And what I have to say about this over here in my cage is that how dare whoever wrote this, what the fuck? What the fuck do you mean? How many more black folks gotta die for war? How many more have to die for war, period? Regardless of this being black, brown, mulatto, quadroon, or whatever y'all got going on. Regardless, this could be the so-called Irish, Hawaiian, Arabian, whatever you've got doing this to go kill, to go murder people that you don't even know, and children too, and women too, and all the living that have to go die. So to be so self-centered, it's terrible, and it's not healthy. Injustice at such a level, period, end of discussion. To make this a thing about, oh, this is how many more African Americans is going to have to go die while at war. Well, what about Tommy and his family? Him too, die next to you to go kill someone they don't know in a land they've never been for the sake of whatever y'all was getting and for whatever reasons. It's atrocious. It's atrocity. It's atrocious. It's atrocity. It's destructive. It's damaging, and there's a repercussion for this regardless. And it is unbearable to hear this, and to my two eyes to read such a thing. It's scandalous, regardless of the so-called sex and the ethnicity or nationality or fake ass race. Insert here if you don't want to be a human today. If you think that you're a Quasamazoo, it's scandalous when a Quasamazoo, due to the hands of injustice and the decision to join in allegiance with murderers and thugs and pimps, thieves and liars, okay? You had a choice, regardless if somebody come to you to blast off your head. Yes, it may be undesirable to be the one who have to deal with the consequence of this when pulling that trigger. Nonetheless, you still have a choice, okay? Scandalous, regardless. So to make it self-centered and make it appear as if you did not have a choice, okay? So, ridiculous. What was the last one? Okay. Oh, did I have a last one? I don't know. But to make this a whole, these ones over here being the mouthpieces for everyone, writing their narrative and all this journalism, and that's just ridiculous. Let me and my neighbors go and ask some questions. The reality of it is the ones who are the most disrespected, the most used, the most abused, the main targets of abuse and scandal and being manipulated and violated and just invalidated and all that. Those are the ones who are supposed to run this country. The ones who don't have no protection, the ones who are left with no resources, the ones who are getting fucking bullshit traumatized and having to defend. We have to defend ourselves because there's not enough males who give a flying fuck about our existence. But yet, when it comes down to what it's all about, when shit really gets real, okay, when things really get real, back to the natural aspect of it, the ones who are not receiving what they ought to, which is a fucking break, a goddamn break, because we have yet to ever see that. I'd love to retire to be a housewife, okay? I aspire to be a housewife, living fat off the land, okay, with the little bit that I have left in this run. Okay? No, I don't want to run to be your president. No, because I don't need no titles. That's you. Okay? Y'all do what you do. Everyone, I can hardly say be safe because being how it is, I don't know what that is. I was right. Do we call it raised? Was right here and smack dab in the middle of dysfunction. So, you know, they say, oh, what? What's the word? Incompetent? Oh, yeah. You're not competent, my dear, to run a nation. Well, yeah, okay. And what is that? What does that male pride have to say? Especially the black male pride. Oh yeah, that was another thing that I wanted to point out real quick before I forget it. Is that I could say what he say, word for word, what he say, and he will still find a way to go against it or critique it or devalue it. He can say what I say, and everybody just, oh wow, just marvelous, just spectacular. Look at this, so innovative and just amazing. Look at this miracle. Look at this genius. When he say it, he's a genius. When I say it, I need to shut up. That's why I'm loud. And I'm not going to be nice and feminine and the sexy mommy, not mammy, but sexy mommy. And when you come home, honey, it's on. When you come home, it's on. No, but oof, if there was ever a day or a night or a weekend, but no. As long as I don't get a break, as long as these fools can rape and steal and get away with, humiliate, violate, and do it at such a high rate, and then not have no consequence come their way, no nothing for the crime that they've done. So before any of these fools come to me talking about some supremacy and this one and that one who I'm lurking for, no fool, you been the main one giving me grief. And if he and she and they and them are my main oppressors, fool, well, I can't tell because you're doing a greater job than they are. Now, I done tried. I done did some horish ass shit. I done spent long nights in fucking cages with these motherfuckers, eating nasty ass sandwiches, okay, having to put my contact lens back in with my own spit. I done did all types of shit for you, done sold my every inch of me for you to have fucking paper dreams, to get absolutely nowhere, standing still and running fast in a fucking what do you call it, a Dodge Charger, whatever fucking machines y'all got going on. And instead of buying that shit, yo fool hoe ass, so educated and genius and wise with your old guru man, he be guru prophet and shit. You should have taught me how to make some shit so I know A through Z and where the fuck I am, instead of fucking having to go beg another sister and ma'am and daddy and Mr. Welfare and Mr. Snaps and Mr. this and that. You should have been teaching me that shit. Don't tell me about how I'm loud, because as I said, when it come out of your mouth, you're a genius. When it comes out of mine, I need to be quiet, and I don't ask no questions in church. I speak to my husband in private after he gets done stoning me to death and using my corpse as a little fucking fuck me scumbag, whatever y'all got going on, what are they calling things? Oh, little sex doll. This is what geniuses do. You're reckless. Oh yeah. So while people is going to die for whatever cause y'all got going on. I don't know. They found out that they had Skittles trees and M&M fountains, okay? The M&Ms and Skittles was just pouring down, and all the kids was like, hey! And Starburst too, hey! Okay? And then y'all found out and go, where? Dun 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 dun! Grenades. Everybody, get the grenades. What do you got? Give me a Mac 11. Give me the smacky. Give me the snacky. And then go shoot them kids because they can't enjoy the fucking Starburst and Skittles and M&Ms. You have to make a profit off your Starburst and Skittles and M&Ms. So you go and massacre the real live. You go massacre the real life children and women and men and boys and goats and cows and chickens and whatever else was there, pigeons too. You go and murder them for the fucking Starburst and M&Ms and Skittles. And then you cry when a couple of grandpas and grandmas pull out their, I don't know, what, they got a dart and a Nerf gun over there. What, they got a slingshot and a boomerang too. So when they throw the boomerang and it takes off with your head, and it just so happened to be they were able to get a albino squirrel, and they were able to kill your black ass, and also they killed a Mexican too, so-called Mexican. But yet I'm supposed to cry because you died. But what about the Mexican? And what about the albino squirrel? And what about them damn children and their grandma and grandpa and mothers and sisters and brothers and cousins too, and all of them, and Nene and Shaniqua from down the street? All of them had to die over some Starburst and Skittles and fucking, what we say, Starburst, Skittles, and M&Ms. And I'm supposed to be upset and just at dismay that your brown ass had the audacity to go pick up a gun to go kill these kids. Nobody forced you to. A lot of y'all be going in there just a smile as wide as can be to go fight for your country. Your country. You fight for what? For who? Okay. So you killed the real living over to go kill more living, destructive in his nature, of each color and creed. I will not apologize. Collectively, yes, women, we may be crazy. We may do some dumbass shit, and we do some dumbass shit collectively, okay? Like, what's the dumbass shit that we do? We go and put chemicals, colored chemicals on our nails to look attractive to y'all. We go and do that to do our hair like that. We swallow your cum and pretend that we like it. We swallow your sperm and semen and pretend that we like it. I mean, I've seen this, and probably during the unfortunate not even a childhood, the unfortunate just disadvantage of what y'all call childhood. That money shot. The money shot. You get blasted in the face, and I see how these females be flinching, or if they're not females, I see how they be flinching, these porn actresses. What porn? Okay. These actresses, having sex, the typical creature. The typical creature has sex, but yet I don't see the paycheck. Where's my paycheck? Because I know my ass. Where's my paycheck? Where's my paycheck? Where's my paycheck? Oh, okay. Yeah. So the money shot. Why are you flinching if you love it so much? Oh, I love my job. So we do shit that we that we don't like. In the collective community of male against female, we don't collectively rape and kidnap. Collectively. Do the numbers, and you tell me if I'm supposed to serve that one. But what in the fuck kind of genius and educated scholar are you? I trust nothing of the sort. Anywho.